Paris is one of the modern ones. So what I'm thinking,
like an Easter egg basket.
It's like an everything basket. Yeah, this is what I do my mods in. If I've got a project on, I stick it in the basket.
And it's also
it's like the most absorbent thing possible.
Also, when you've used all the materials in it, pop it upside down, multicoloured fez.
You have to have a very big head for that, otherwise it comes down to here.
I'd say that would fit on my head.
Okay.
Prove yourself big headed.
Right, I'm going to take everything out and try it on.
I feel like your mods get bigger and bigger every time.
Okay, these are quite big. These are 50%. So these are.
No, I know, but I think we should tell people, if it is wrong, we should tell people about mod size, because it's a trend that's happening recently. Ooh. Oh wow, it's like Marge Simpson, multicoloured.
I like it.
You like my hat?
That's really cool.
Thank you.
I'm not going to put it on.
You're not?
I think I'll give it to Arthur though.
Okay.
You know, but then no. Okay, now you got.
It's got bits in it. I don't know what that was.
That's a diamond.
There you go.
Thanks. And no one is going to be able to see it. See, look. Look how big
It's like a Wes Anderson film.
You better give it back. That looks. Okay.
Oh, funny.
You've got a bit.
The little bit.
You've got a bit.
I've got a bit of basket.
There, right there. Right there, yeah. The other side? There we go, it's gone, yeah.
It's gone, okay. Right.
God, what a shame I wasn't rolling. That's a lie.
It was.
Our faces.
Yeah,
go on.
my idea was that what we would talk about was what happened before Sophia Grossman decided it was a good idea, and I'm sure it wasn't just her, I'm sure it happened, it was a movement. But you get the 80% of a perfume is made from 4 or fewer things.
Mm.
And that happened famously with the Hug Accord, made from methylene gamma, Hedio, Isoe Super, and Glaxolide.
Or another musk.
Yes, or a combination of.
Mm. Maybe she didn't decide, maybe it was decided by a committee.
Maybe it was, and maybe there were several people working on it. Of course we are. Yeah. You don't know the score yet. And this is Jamal. Jamal's here today. He's a friend Harry, and knows all about perfume, and has an encyclopedic memory. And I've only known him 5 minutes, and that's what I think. What were you going to say?
So I have because you talked about, let's say 80% of the formula being made of just a few materials.
Mm-hmm.
What if you had 1% of the formula, but the constituents of that 1% are so diffusive and potent that most of the smell actually comes from the 1% rather than the 90% of the formula?
Mm-hmm.
Is that something?
Yes, that is something. That can happen too.
I've tried those fragrances. Well, the 80% Helium ones. Sorry, I shouldn't have.
Eating a piece of... Yeah, that's all. You keep on eating a cake. No, good question, because you could, for example, have a fragrance which is 99% Isoe Super and 1%, Violif, Amber Extreme, one of the cysteine acetate, one of those ones that's like, and that could be a fragrance. But what used to happen before somebody, whoever it was, a committee, many committees across the perfume industry, a rumour, hey, why don't we start putting big quantities of single molecules in, and then have small amounts of things on top. So, I mean, it could be 20%, could be 30%, but quite often.
I was just thinking of a counterexample.
Yeah.
Can you argue that lots of colognes were basically that with citrus, though? Just earlier on, like 40% bergamot, 30% lemon, and so on, plus a few little herbs.
Yeah.
Maybe not with florals, but with citrus, I think the big amount of the formula part came much earlier. Okay.
Definitely with bergamot, because what happened with bergamot was it was used to dissolve the powders in early modern perfume. If you're talking about early modern being 1880s onwards, I don't know.
Wait, so they would. So the bergamot was the carrier. It was like the thing. It was the.
Oh no! It'd still all be dissolved in ethanol.
Yeah.
Of the perfume concentrate, up to about 45% of the formula. I've got Poucher downstairs. I meant to bring it. Got some of these formulas in. Up about 45% of the formula would be bergamot partly because you could stir the crystalline musks and the heliotropin and the coumarin and the vanillin into the bergamot.
Before adding it to ethanol.
Makes a good solvent, basically.
Yeah.
Is it? Right.
And that's one of the
That's
reasons that
interesting.
lots and lots of bergamot got used in those days. So that, it was true.
It's probably the most used. I mean, it's the note that you hear the most, isn't it? Bergamot.
I think it's the most perfumed citrus, but that's probably not my quote. Someone said that, didn't they?
I don't know.
It's the most perfumey citrus note.
Well,
All the other ones you can think about eating. I mean, but Earl Grey, I suppose you could, but like for most people, when they think of Earl Grey, it's a smell, not a taste.
although they don't know that.
Yes.
That's a whole other subject. But
Poor unenlightened people.
well, I've been making these things which I have named.
Yeah, what's this?
Chambres,
Oh yeah.
Aha.
which is because in the sort of 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, a lot of fragrances, some of which Jamal is smelling over there as we speak. And it was to try and put them in a box and say, well, is it a sheep or is it an amber? You couldn't say because it's got lots of resins in it. I know, that's from Bulgaria. This is left over from last week's smelling, still here. But also, if you look at it, it's got a chypre base in it as well. There's nothing in it.
I was going to say, should I move
But
it?
why,
I
go
don't know why I
on.
feel obscured, but
No, I don't want to obscure you.
No,
Put
it's
it,
so it's a composition.
I can
It's a
write.
composition.
Yeah, okay, it's a nice
cross.
yeah,
There you go.
it's pretty.
Yeah.
And I'm working on one of those at the moment, which I happen to have here. It's not really called Mem. It's called My Oh My. No, it's not. It's not called My Oh My. It's called.
Because that would be very spooky if it was.
Why? Because you're making
I just
one
made
of
one
them.
for my.
Have you?
With
So,
EAU.
no, my friend was going to the ABBA thing on Sunday, and basically once a year. So he works in perfume, but nothing in part of the creative part. He's in the sort of distribution and the evaluation part. And he was going to the ABBA thing, so he came over, first time seeing the new lab, and we just, every time once a year, we just have this session, we just make something by adding. He just says, oh, can we add this? And I said, I can't say no. That's the rule. He brings out the oud and I have to say yes. And he brings out the champagne, I have to say yes. The only thing I can decide is the actual amount, but that's not another story.
Okay.
Anyway, what we made was called my... what's the other thing?
Mamma Mia.
No, it wasn't Mamma Mia, that's a film. I mean, like, the... What's the song? What do they say in Waterloo? The lyric.
My.
My. So it's not Oh My. So it's My.
At Waterloo, Napoleon did surrender.
That's the lyric. But yeah, sorry, My Oh My.
Different thing.
Is one that I'm making for Oh myself.
Okay, the new one, I see.
Yes. Anyway, it's a chambre.
So you're not putting it into the category of...
I'm putting it into the category of vintage before people used to use bucket loads of Isoe Super,
Okay.
Hedione, methylene gamma, and galaxolide as or similar.
I have seen a GC of Synthetic Jungle, which has over 60% is just Hedione.
Yeah, there are. That was this current month's Scenthusiasm is about the. We ended up calling it gardening. I think Dustin called it gardening. When you make a fragrance that has about 60 to 80% Hedione in the style of Jean-Claude N, and there's jardin fragrances. So it's what we were making it. We do an accord and then we garden it, which is to add a load of.
Then the question is how can you go wrong? As in, with most gardening, there's quite a lot you could do wrong. I feel like, although having said that, one of the things they want to bring today was about Hedione, but carry on. I will talk about that later.
Okay. I'm going to just let you smell my Oris benzoin accord. I'm not going to put much on it because it's at 50% strength. And then you'll understand why I need the benzoin. Because I've nearly run out.
I can see why you need that.
2 on that side.
There you go.
I refuse to call it benzoin.
What do you say?
Benzoin.
My oh my.
My.
My oh my. So this is just a little.
So you just reversed Oh My Soul. Sorry, it's finally clicked. Sorry.
It wasn't my name. Somebody else
Yeah.
named it actually. But yes.
Yeah, it's
So this is
Aerosol.
yes, it's got the
Yes.
aerosol in it. Absolutely. So this is
Can I have some more?
yeah. Please, sir.
I feel like just because I want
Go
to
on.
puff it.
All right. Anyway, so this is my theory. My theory, it is mine. That if we are not going to sit this on top of 80% or so large single molecules, if we want a vintage style, we've got to make each individual planet or each individual accord rather more precisely, perhaps.
What, so it stand by itself? Or sort of?
Well, it has to still smell as if it's light enough to be wearable. That I think I'm coming to the conclusion that it is more difficult to have made fragrances of the 50s and 60s than it is when you've got things like Isoe Super and Hedione and
Well, because
to
they're
rescue
crutches
you. They are.
for a lot of people, and I admit myself as well. Sometimes, like it's the temptation to reach for things like that.
Well, the temptation to reach for Hedione when you want to make something safer is very high. Anyway, okay,
This
so
is,
you're still smelling it. So.
I get like quite a lot of methionine, but more fruity than that. And then, did you use any of the benzoin olefactor or just the benzoin?
Just the benzoin.
There's something boozy in the top note. Is there like a vanilla thing or?
There is a little bit of vanilla CO2 extract in there.
No rummy things? No.
No rummy things. No, I'm letting the basically two things just. I was just really trying to balance them, perhaps more precisely than I might necessarily have.
The aerosol really works. It's Is there methionine in addition to the aerosol?
Yes, there is. He's good. Yeah.
Papery orris. It almost reminds me of Armenian wood paper.
I think that is the aerosol.
Yeah.
I've also got orris butter in there.
I think you say Chivco.
No.
No, as in I don't like Chivco.
I know you don't, but I'm trying to remember if I put some in.
I think I would frown if they were in there.
Well, you know
I
what?
have a separate Chivco detector.
Well, I'm almost certain. Oh yeah, sorry.
I'm just
Here comes the
overexcited. Thank you.
I'm pretty sure I put a little bit in there.
In this one.
Yeah, but
And orris butter.
yes.
Oh.
Bearing in mind that I knew you wouldn't like it, so I
thanks.
tried to do it.
No, don't
so
make it
that
fun
you
for me.
couldn't- No, but I bear in mind that some people don't like it.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is based off this?
No, this is a separate accord, which is also going in this fragrance.
Oh my.
I did think that I should maybe just take that separately and add it to Isoe Super Hedione.
Yeah, but I
make
do
fragrance
worry
from
that the lovely density of this would get ruined by too much of those.
This is fizzy.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
It's like rose otto and peppery things.
Rose otto
What is
and bergamotty things.
what is going on there?
It's a bergamot rose accord.
But the interesting thing is that smells to me like a single fruit that I haven't yet smelled. It's like a fruit that is it's slightly familiar, but I've never tasted it.
A bit like that loquat I gave you a
Yeah.
couple of weeks ago.
What's a loquat?
Google
It's
it.
the mind-blowingly most gorgeous fruit you've ever tasted. At
is.
least Arthur and I think that. We nearly killed Owen because he doesn't like sourness.
It is the best fruit I've ever tasted.
Has it got a different name?
No.
Do you remember I sent that exotic fruit thing years ago?
Yes.
Was it in there?
No.
Maybe it's a new thing.
That was amazing though. But those
It's
were
a,
all
it's a
citruses.
Turkish
But they also,
Turkish
oh,
fruit.
it's a citrus one.
Yeah, there's video on that.
There's something aldehyde rose, not just the otto though. A rose base like Wardia.
A rose base like Rose Zivko.
Oh, like Rose Zivko, okay.
It is.
But I do have real rose, the Indian Rosetta,
Mm.
and the Rose Ultimate, and Rose Zivko, and Bergamot, and
See,
I think
something
sweet
sweet.
Laurel as well.
Is there something, anything
No.
candied?
No.
Weird.
Yeah.
this is an example for me of why I'm wrong not to like rose. Because I would say I don't like rose, but then I smell this and I'm like, I just want.
Because you don't know that it's.
Sorry, that was framing my shot so well.
Sorry. Carry on. That's good.
Thank you.
Actually, no, it's in the way.
How are you doing?
I've got to open my box eventually.
I didn't pick up the rose right away.
Good.
It was more the citrusy facets.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't get. I would be smelling this for an hour before I said rose.
You've hidden everything amongst itself.
That is my aim. I'm going old school. I'm going like perfumes were when I was a kid.
You've made the rose smell fruity. It's incredible. That's amazing.
Well, I hope it still smells like rose.
And the bergamot,
There's a-
it smells very good. Is it the Capua one?
Oh no, it is the ultimate. What's it called? No,
Ultra.
Ultra. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yes, and
Organic. Yes. Ultra. Something.
smells good with the other one.
That's important. Yes, that's going to be my next thing. Is can I put them together without?
They really go together.
Good, because they have to, because they're going in there. So,
So these are two planets, are they?
These are two planets. Yeah.
Big fan.
Should we have material?
Yeah, it has to have a material, because we also want to talk about things which will give perfume a vintage style, even though they're not old. Because if I were wanting a vintage style perfume, I would leave out the materials which had been invented after the era I was going for.
Mm.
But Harry had another idea, which is use materials
Perfumes
which...
made, what was it, before their time? What was the phrase we say? Like,
Oh yes, yeah, it's before its time.
it's before its time. As in, it wishes it was born earlier.
No, that would
No,
be
it's
after
wishes
its
it was
time.
born
After its
later.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't. It didn't really fit in those days because its time hadn't come yet.
Yes, we went the other way around.
Mm.
Something that came out relatively recently that should have been made.
That's like old folk.
Old beyond its years.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, exactly. So here's number one.
What is this one?
So this is called anisal nitrile.
Right, so we're on materials now.
Well, temporarily we can
Yeah.
switch back.
Wow.
Yes.
And this
that's
is
gorgeous.
10% dilution, so it's very good.
Wow, that's amazing.
So
Mm.
it's sort of creamy, powdery, very powdery.
Yeah.
Almost like that nougat. Those nougat, you know, the pink and
Yeah.
white one.
Yeah.
So that's the first time it's come through like that to me.
It's funny, yeah.
Turns out my friend Guy used to work in a nougat factory.
Barrett.
Somebody else is it?
No,
Sorry, I
the
think.
brand
I
called
know what you mean.
Barrett's.
Yeah, but he worked in the factory when he was at university.
Hmm.
But mostly on making marzipan.
That is ridiculous.
Mm.
I really like it.
So, other kind of things connected to. So,
Oh,
the,
I think it's in Dante Bras. I could be wrong.
so exactly. Dante Bras is like cashmeran,
Mm-hmm.
probably some anisaldehyde. This is
And
so
some-
anisaldehyde is the aldehyde version of this.
Yes.
This is the nitrile version, so
Right.
more powerful, more stable as well, but that's less of a concern usually.
Yeah.
But also has a different facet to the aldehyde. The aldehyde is quite harsh, whereas this nitrile is quite
Gorgeous.
elegant,
Mm.
almost. And some people say it has almost like a musky tone.
it really
elegance.
does.
Anyway,
That is amazing.
Damn.
so powerful, comes as a powder as well. So it's like
Because if I'd had some, I'd have put it in that.
hush hush.
Mm.
There you go, have some. I it was too late.
It's too late. But I'll buy some off you.
No, have that anyway, because
All right.
But so the thing is, the way I describe people when they don't know what this is, I say it's like the Jarvenol of gourmands,
Mm.
in the sense that it's like powerful, and like Jarvenol, when people go and look for it and they think, oh, that's too expensive. That's like too expensive for a sandalwood thing.
Yeah.
I'll get just Sangenol and stick with it.
Yeah.
And they don't realise that Jarvenol is like 100 times more powerful than Sangenol.
Yeah.
So it's a bit like buying same with risotto. Excuse me, didn't realise that until recently. Risotto is so powerful that you just don't need very much.
Yes, I've been putting.
And even though it costs whatever it's 20 grand a kilo.
Yeah.
So yes, anisal nitrile is a fun
Remarkable.
one.
It just feels so incredibly familiar.
It's familiar and Moorish.
Do you get tonka as well?
Yes.
Some tonka. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
new material. Should we
Okay.
do we could do the Myrrh Gurgeon?
Okay, we could
Given that
if I
exists, I brought
if
it
I
up.
brought it up.
It's over there.
Did you bring it up?
Big one.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
But then we are going to call this a vintage thing.
Yes.
Even though I hadn't planned to.
You hadn't planned to.
No, I just sort of just noticed it over there. But 3. Is this the first time you're opening it? Ooh.
I didn't think it
Do
was.
I have a
but
smaller
it is.
version of it somewhere?
Mine's downstairs. Or I gave it away. There. No. Oh, it's
No, these
no,
are
it's
the
something
ones.
else. It's the osmanthus one.
Yeah.
Good old JC box.
Although I should say, this is much more mobile than most Myrrhs and most Gurgeons.
Yes.
Because the issue with Myrrh for most people is that it's like every time you want to
Solid as
use
a rock,
some, you
yeah.
just can't. And
I've got some myrrh as well. Bollocks.
Solid. Let's have a go.
Give it
Yeah,
to a
actually,
man
yes.
to do.
okay, we'll do another one in the meantime then.
Okay.
Right, this one's fun. This one's very, very much a special.
Okay.
Done it.
Thank you, Alfred.
What?
He's done it.
Wow. Okay, go back to the Myrrh then. This one.
Thank you. Myrrh. How do we like it? Sorry. Rule number 1.
Put the lid back on.
Rule number 2.
Thank you.
Write it down.
Oh, I haven't got a pen. I haven't written any of these down.
How many pens would you like?
That's
Harry?
true.
Wow.
You sound Australian then.
Bloody hell, you flaming galah.
Right, so Gurgeon Balsam. It's quite an easygoing, mild sort of balsam.
It's absolutely brilliant.
And
Where's that last thing that Harry brought? I want to smell those together.
the anisal nitrile.
They go together really well.
Do they?
Yeah.
Do you find it smoky?
The myrrh. Well, now because you said yes.
So
That's how it works.
I find this like metal. This is like cold in a way.
It's like if a church organ was made out of metal.
Yeah, they are made out of metal.
Not
I mean,
not the-
like all the wooden bits, all the casing. That's true.
Oh,
The
it's like
pipes.
Wizard of Oz.
The
organ.
pipes are made of metal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but all of the rest
all
of
the
it.
rest of it isn't.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You should go. You haven't been up the Wafts organ, have you?
No. Apparently, Apparently, the organ in Royal Albert Hall, the biggest pipe is like 3 meters in diameter. So that's mind-boggling.
Really?
There's a good little YouTube channel. The woman who plays there.
Anna Lapp.
Right.
She's great.
Yes.
But 3 meters.
And
That
Lapwood, I think
that
it's
must
called.
make a note so deep that it would make all your guts fall out.
Yes.
Well, I think it would make you resonate in
I
interesting
think they
places.
call it brown noise. Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
slightly spicy, sort of in the way that labdanum is.
That's the myrrh bit, probably. So what it is, it is myrrh resinoid on gurgeon.
What does that mean then?
And that's
So
co-distilled?
so Gurgeon balsam is a quite cost-effective balsamy thing, often used to adulterate patchouli, but that's a separate topic. So a lot of people who like patchouli actually only like the Gurgeon part.
So what is gurgeon when it's at home?
It's a balsam that comes from a tree, as far as I remember. It has a name, a Latin name, and then that's a nice material. It can flatten perfume if you use too much of it, but it is lovely. It works awfully in things like candles and reed diffusers, though. So I'm curious to see how this one performs.
So what we've got, I've now got the myrrh resinoid on gurgeon and the cocoa on gurgeon, because cocoa is very difficult to work with. I did manage to rescue some of that
Oh, good.
that you labdanum.
Oh, yeah,
And I've got osmanthus on gurgeon as well, which
Oh, you got that
makes
one as
it.
well, nice.
Yeah, I did. So
that was the
you
only
can
one we
have some.
didn't get. It's the labdanum one.
Yeah, I just felt I
Didn't
didn't
seem
really
different
need
enough.
it. No,
Yeah, we've got some really.
because we've got some very nice labdanum.
So the idea is it's co-distilled. What that effectively means is they put both of them in the bottom of the cell, I assume, and then some magical interaction happens as it's heating up. You're basically using the gurgeon as a solvent for the myrrh.
Right.
And given that a myrrh essential oil would usually use just water as a solvent,
Yeah.
it'd be like if you have an oil-based paint and you try and dissolve it in water, you're going to get like globules. Whereas if you dissolve it in white spirit, you'll get a proper thing. In a similar way, it's more like dissolves like. So the idea is gurgeon dissolves myrrh better than water dissolves myrrh.
Right. Okay.
So by having a distillation of gurgeon taking up the myrrh stuff, you in theory get more
It's
of it.
easier to work with as well, and they're all of them much easier to work with. Osmanthus is so intense that it's like kind of leather apricots, osmanthus, and if you use it when it's with the gurgeon, it's just so much more friendly and approachable.
Is this?
I think you can.
Do you want me to
that's not.
Okay.
Oh, you could do. I've got another thing.
Yeah, go for it. I'll do the next one.
This is an accord. This is one I made earlier.
Tell me if you can do a rose thing as well, because I've got a rose material.
Oh.
Okay, I'm not planning to do
Is this for my oh my?
It is.
Ooh.
My oh my.
This is like, this reminds me of a perfume called Patchouli 24 by the Labo.
Well, it's
In a good
got,
way.
what it is a lot of patchouli here, but it doesn't have another 23 materials in there. This is the sheeper, or is it, I missed the R, right? There's sheep there. Yeah, just sheep. But normally I would put the bergamot in with the chypre blend, but because I put it in with the rose, I've just done the chypre as. This is just oak moss, veramos, lot of patchouli, and a popanax and labdanum.
Oh yeah, popanax.
And it goes so well with the other two bits.
Good.
What
This
sort
is
of ratio are you thinking
remarkable.
of? Well, that's your secret, actually, isn't it?
Well, that's a secret, but this one would be smaller than the others,
Oh, okay.
I think. It depends how much oak moss I want to sneak in there, because it is real.
Are we going to get to smell a mod of this by the end, at the end, or is it still all just
Only
bits?
what you can create in the air.
No, because I have not put them all together yet. But you can smell the one last part that I brought.
Yes, please.
And then you can smell the one I've made for the Barnes fragrance fair, if you like.
Oh yes, please.
But do you, I'm sorry.
No. I need to find some more thin strips.
Okay.
If you got
I
a
can do
little
that.
book of them.
I'm on it. Yeah, here.
Lovely. And then, so this is a material I'm kind of bringing back from the dead, if you like, or at least launching for the first time. Not because it was a captive, but because it was just sort of neglected. I feel like a little bit like a Battersea Dog's Home, but
Let's
Is it
get it
Evil
there.
Oris?
it's not Evil Oris. That can come later, but I think you should smell Evil Oris.
Okay. I think I should.
And I
smell
think you're
that.
going to help me find a name for it.
Okay.
So I'm going to dip this one a little bit because it's very strong.
I'm just flagging it.
Boris.
Just flagging at this point. You've got to be on a Zoom in 13 minutes.
I've got the zoom in 30.
13,
We've got the zoom
1,
30. That's
3.
okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh, it's an aldehyde, isn't it?
Oh!
It's only 1%.
That's 1%.
Yeah. So the working title is Alderose, as a name.
Oh, that's lovely. I love it.
Do you?
I do.
It's like wax. It's like burying your head in a huge waxy rose.
I haven't met an aldehyde I don't like yet.
It makes me want to cry.
Oh,
It's
doesn't take much.
I can just about cope with Lily Bell as aldehydes go.
But what do you think of like aldehyde C-Tech, like Decanal and things like that?
I
And
don't
C11?
like them. I don't
No.
like them. I don't like.
But you love all these vintage things.
I don't.
Oh, you don't?
No, I just own them.
Oh.
People give them to me, or they ask me if I want to buy them for £30, and I go, oh, all right then. You know, I just
Add it to
don't.
the library. I feel like as far as aldehydes go, there are worse ones than this in terms of. So this is. To me, this
you're
is very
selling it
soft.
heavy. Look,
I know, I get what you're saying. Like, people, aldehydes is a split community.
And I know. I mean, I put aldehydes in the waft from the loft. Cetane is my least disliked. But I understand that you have to put in, if you make things better, if you put in a tiny amount of something that it just goes whoosh. And
You know what that is to me?
go.
That you know when you've left your washing in the washing machine for too long.
That's like a dirty
There is
smell,
a
though.
fabric conditioner aspect to it that I commented on.
What is an
it's just-
aldehyde?
It's a functional group of a molecule.
Right.
It's,
That's like
yeah, this particular style of aldehyde. It's a tail on the end of a molecule. It just smells very waxy. They're very light. I mean, there are lots of aldehydes that aren't like this, but this is an aldehyde which is it's in the group of things that I mean, vanillin's an aldehyde, but that's different.
Yeah.
They're very waxy. They're more of an experience than an aroma.
But, I just, counterpoint.
Yeah.
Your Rose Givco contains aldehydes.
Yeah,
It's just about dosing them, right?
Yeah, I appreciate that you put a smidgen in at a tiny percentage. It will make a perfume more interesting and different,
Wow.
and it will put life into something that was a little bit.
One of the biggest rules in life. You can quote me on this. Is
Aldehydes.
dosage.
Oh.
Dosage.
Oh, dosage.
Dosage, yeah. It's all about the dose.
It's all about dosage. If you can go through life just getting the dose right, then you'll be all right.
Yeah, but this is like the Aristotelian principle of the golden mean. Just get everything just right.
Yeah.
It's the same applied to perfumery.
Right.
Yes.
We've got 10 minutes.
Okay. Right.
Oh! I can't wait to smell these things together.
Okay.
Oh, this is nice.
So this is the amber.
Oh,
My, oh my.
This could be a perfume itself.
Yes, it could.
All of them
I think
could
most
be.
of them could be.
You should release them as a separate thing and then one together.
And have people just layer them.
Yes.
I could do that. I might.
Wow.
Okay, thank you. This is great, isn't it? This is such excellent film work. People are sitting there with a strip that nobody can smell. Just
We just
going,
send these out in
something-
post.
Is
This-
there any ethyl vanilla in it?
yes,
Okay.
yes, there is. The EU van that you wrote on the box. The EU van.
There's something on
Brexit
it.
van.
Yeah.
There's something in it which is reminding me of oak mossery.
Ah, well, oak mossery has a lot of these amber materials in these resinoids and the
Right.
like. Okay,
Something animalic as well at all?
the only
Amsterdam.
I would say it's the styrax.
Oh,
I
there's
find
okay.
that styrax quite animalic.
Something is sharp, which is like lambda sharp.
Yeah,
That's what I'm smelling. Something sharp in it.
it's that as well.
So I get the benzoin and I get... Oh, but wait, you've already got the benzoin somewhere
No, the
else.
benzoin isn't in it.
The colours on the
It's-
strips are lovely.
It's
So it's mainly the lambdanum, vanillin, ethylene.
yeah, and the styrax, labdanum, vanillin, styrax.
There's sister serve as well, just normal.
Yes, I did put that in. Yes,
That could be the animal part as well.
that is true. That is. Okay, so this isn't going to be exactly the way it should smell because I see that the beeswax is mostly light at the top. This is my last one, and then you can hit us with a thing that you think smells.
We need a showstopper.
The evil aura.
Give us the showstopper.
So something that smells vintage but actually isn't, that you could use to make a vintage style fragrance.
Oh goodness, that's nice. So is that also going into my my?
No, this is going to the Barnes Fragrance Fair
Right.
on the 20th of May
With
in Barnes.
with Giles
Yeah,
Brandreth.
and this is the Brandreth families, Giles and Michelle.
I'm a fan of that.
Shakespeare's Flowers fragrance.
Yeah.
Is this 100%?
This is actually 100, yes, so don't get on your skin, whatever you do.
Aldehyde.
It says.
And that's from The Rose, I think. Because and Lily Bell.
Is there some like green tea Givco? Or something
No.
green? Or something...
No, not that. It's got rose, narcissus, absolute. It's got rose, the attar, the Indian rose otto, lavender.
Oh, okay,
Because
yeah. I see
Shakespeare
that.
talked about hot lavender, don't know why. hay, Lilybell, Methylamine and Gamma, and
Yes, Lilybell, you mentioned that in Hamlet.
yeah, and also Methylamine and Gamma comes up in King John, and my Temptation Accord, which is basically I've gone modern. This is modern, and then there's the beeswax. We went for the beeswax
really good.
version.
I feel like the beeswax hasn't entered into
The beeswax has not
circulation yet.
actually entered into circulation. It's just sitting there at the top. So,
That's really,
but
really
it's,
nice.
we decided, Giles and Michelle and Amanda and I decided it smelled better when it had the beeswax in it. So, it's not vegan.
It's really nice.
Thank you. All right, what are you going to hit us with?
Here we go, the
Here's Harry.
showstopper. Harry is about to absolutely blow everyone's minds. No pressure.
Or we could do the Pink Lotus.
Well, I think we get it as well,
Ooh.
but
Okay,
because I want to show the Evil Oris.
6 minutes. Okay, Evil Oris and the Pink.
Evil Oris and Pink Lotus.
Okay, because there's one that's.
Do you remember when we used to do 5 and 5? Do
I
you remember
know.
that?
We should do that.
That's what we need to do now, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
No, we need to do
2
2
and
in 5.
6.
What?
Yeah, so we need to get
Can't
the
get all the
machine
maths.
on and get ready for the Zoom. So we've got to finish.
Okay, so what's the secret? What's the format for the 5 and 5?
We're not
No,
doing
we just-
5 and 5 now.
I'm just trying to hurry you along, that's all.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Lotus.
So you're hitting us with Evil Oris. Apparently.
Is that its real name?
No, I actually need to think of a name for it. It's a molecule that I'm trying to bring back into circulation.
So what? So it's just got a chemical name right now, has it?
Yeah, it's got 9 carbons. It's a branched 9 carbon alcohol, and it's very strange.
Ningoris. Okay.
Whoa!
I don't. Oh, okay.
Oris and leather.
I was about to say I don't think it smells evil, and then it sneaked up behind and tried to kill me.
That is.
So leather and Oris in one go.
Yeah.
Loris. A loris is a very beautiful animal.
Mm.
It's too friendly though, isn't it?
It is.
This is an attack.
They
Attack.
probably
Attack.
smell
I think this is quite friendly.
Attack loris.
I think this is not evil. I think it's not evil. It's just got a dark sense of humour.
I feel like if you put Irisone and then this next to it,
Yeah, my first impression was the irisone.
it's got this almost really intense carroty vibe as well.
I don't think it's evil, Harry.
I don't know, like. So there's another material called irotyl,
It's not evil.
Oh yeah, Yorkie.
which is you see the comparison,
Mm.
but irotyl is like almost fruity compared to this. This is
Yeah.
almost like you take an irotyl and like
Erotil.
Erotil.
Irotil.
I think it's it's evil, but in a cool way.
Okay.
There you go.
yeah. So we've got to think of a name for that.
Okay.
I'll think of
And
one.
this one's called Pink Lotus.
Oh wow!
Mm.
An accord or
Absolute.
Absolute.
It's the absolute.
I'm getting Marmite on toast.
Well,
You,
you're
ma-
lucky.
but you moved your tongue around your mouth, so are you sure it wasn't from lunch?
Didn't have my mutton toast for lunch, did
I
you?
wish.
It's vegetal, isn't it?
Mm.
This is the thing about some of these absolutes. They're just
Yeah.
so
You have
deep
to
and green and
add
dark.
so many things to them to bring them back to life.
And this is also going to be me being a little bit mean.
Go on.
It's the evil Oris that's done it to me. I would not invest in Pink Lotus.
Mm.
I know that will get me some bad reviews or whatever.
Oh, I don't
but
know. That seems fair.
I think considering that you could buy Tuber as Absolute for a little bit less money, and think about the character of Tuber as Absolute, and then going towards this is actually only quite a small step in some
It's
ways.
in the brief.
What? Do
Pink
you have to use
Lotus.
that?
Yes.
Right. Okay. That's fine.
That's
That's like a
different,
niche
isn't it?
use for it. But like
Yeah.
in terms of if you could buy every Absolute,
Yeah.
how much would you spend your money on each one? I say I wouldn't put much money inside of
Just
Pink Lotus
Go back
because
and buy some more Narcissus.
exactly like the ones that have more just distinct quality.
Tell you what though, if you put it with the Sonnet #1, which is the name of the one I just gave you before, the Shakespeare's Flowers one. It's
The amber
that
one?
colour. No, the one with the rose and the lily bell and
Oh,
all
yeah.
that.
I thought that was Sonnet number.
That was Sonnet #. It wasn't an amber. The amber was the previous one. Have we dashed? I've got.
Oh, it's
I've
probably-
got
yeah.
to switch the machine on now. Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
Yes. This is we
Here's
are we're
Nick
on.
saying-
Here's Nick Tense. It's time to switch the machine on. We're on. Okay, we're off.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adios,
you.
They do
amigos.
go together.